Hello, my name is Tom Paci. I'm Vice President and Manager of Pre-Construction Services for Turner Construction Sports. I've been asked to speak to you folks about building sports stadiums, which is what I do for a living, and also talk about entrepreneurship among our subcontractors. Those are the folks that actually do the work out in the field, pour the concrete, put the bricks in place, and dig holes and build foundations, all that for us. For the last 41 years I've been employed by Turner, and 25 of those years I've been working on sports projects. Some of the projects that I've worked on were pretty interesting. Worked on the new Yankee Stadium, the renovation of Madison Square Garden in New York City. We've built more than half of the NFL stadiums in the last 20 years. As far as soccer goes, we've built, I think it's now 6 of the last 10 Major League Soccer, sport-specific soccer stadiums that were built in the United States. We do about $700 or $800 million a year in sports construction. What I do is I do early planning with the designers and with the ownership groups of these projects. So I'm able to predict the final cost of a project based on very little information early in the design process. The benefit of this is that the lenders and the ownership group have an idea of what their project will cost right at the beginning of the project when they're going for their financing. And they'll take the numbers that I prepare and they'll go to the lending organization, secure the loans so that they can build the projects. Let me tell you a little bit about the subcontractors that we work with. Many of them are entrepreneurs, and actually I prefer working with companies that are owned by entrepreneurs because the boss is right there. It's the person who's personally responsible for the performance of that subcontractor, and I find I get better value and better performance working with entrepreneurs who own the subcontractor company. This is different than large corporations where you're removed through various levels of management where you can't really get to the decision maker or the person who's personally committed. When I'm working with subcontractors, I look for 3 things. The first thing is they have to be reliable. They have to be dependable. Secondly, they have to be honest. And third, they have to have the skills to provide the services that we need. So let's go talk a little bit about reliability. This is extremely important on a large project. Just think about this. You're going to work for 28 months building an NFL stadium. And at the end of that period, you're going to have 70,000 people standing in line with a ticket to come to this facility. So there's no excuse for not finishing. There's no good excuse. There's no excuse. It's got to be done. It's got to be done right. It's got to be done with quality and on schedule, of course. So it's very important that the subcontractors are reliable and dependable people. Secondly, honesty plays a very important role in what we do every day. We need subcontractors that are straightforward in their dealings with us, and they'll execute the contracts that we have with them. And it's something that cannot be understated. Honesty is very, very important in everything that we do. And lastly, they have to have the skills to perform the trade functions that they're subcontracted for. For instance, if we're erecting steel, we have to make sure that the crane operator knows exactly what he or she is doing and that the steel is going in correctly and safely. So there's a lot of skill that has to be acquired over time for these subcontractors to perform according to their contract and according to our schedule and our standards. In closing, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your service. I, as an American, truly appreciate the sacrifices that you made, and hope you have good luck in the future in pursuing your entrepreneurial dreams.